Hi Taurus, this is your monthly reading for July 2018. So this month we start our eclipse season. We have a solar eclipse that's in Cancer, the new moon on July 12th, and then at the end of the month we have a lunar eclipse in Aquarius on July 27th, which just so happens to be the same day Mercury retrogrades. Remember, we're already in a Mars retrograde, so big changes, big transformations. Pluto, I believe, is opposing that new moon in Cancer solar eclipse, so lots of new beginnings, lots of new transformations, lots of karma getting wiped away, and things ending, new beginnings. So how is this all going to affect you, Taurians? Let's check that out. Let's tune in and see how the month of July pans out for Taurus. So we'll start with the beginning of the month for Taurus. Beginning of the month for Taurus. Wow, you start off with the Tower card, guys. So, big transformations. And, you know, we have the Ten of Swords showing up as well in reverse. So, you know, those endings you're not really accepting. Okay? So, when the Tower shows up, it's inevitable. Things are going to change. The thing to keep in mind is this is a time for sudden revelations. What I feel like is going to change the most for you guys is your money, your financial situation. From just looking at the cards that are pulled, you know, that imbalance you have with money, there needs to be a change. Something has to change there. And I feel like when the Tower shows up, this change brings opportunities, new beginnings, okay, which is kind of the theme of the month. I see, you know, here the Two of Swords showing up. So some of this does have to do with you making a choice to make some changes. And like I said, that Ten of Swords showing up in reverse tells me, you know, you're struggling with that. You're struggling. This is also the 13 in the tarot. You know, you're struggling with releasing the past. You're struggling with that. You know, this needs to change for you to move forward. And these eclipses will probably move you in that direction. So I'm just going to double check. This is the first week that we just laid out. We're going to look at the second week of July, second and third week of July, to see how that pans out for Taurus. Definitely some secrets are going to come to the surface. So if you're hiding anything from anyone, that's going to bubble up. If you have illusions within yourself, that is going to shift. If anyone around you has been deceiving you or lying to you, all those secrets are going to come to the surface, into the light. So this solar eclipse is going to be quite revealing. A lot of clarity is going to come for you at this time. There is an indication here as well going into the solar eclipse that you might be working too many hours and just like out of balance in general as a result of that. Overall, I do see benefits like the Nine of Cups right here in the center. This is a card about hopefulness, about dreams becoming reality, and you know, being able to ask for whatever you want and receive it. It's literally right in the center of this spread, bam, in the middle. And so I do feel like the solar eclipse brings you a lot of opportunities, ones that you might be feeling maybe not necessarily right on the day of the solar eclipse, but the solar eclipse, any eclipse, you know, there's a 6-month window for change and opportunity. So this what I'm hearing for you actually is that over the next 9 months, positive changes will occur. And to start tracking those changes. And yeah, in the beginning, it might not feel that good because there's things coming to the surface. You might find out, your partner's deceiving you, or your business partner, or the business you thought, you might have to cut some things out. You might have to make some changes. You definitely need to spend time nurturing yourself during those transitions. Put all the attention on you, Taurus, and making yourself feel pampered. Buy your favorite foods. Go to salons. Do anything and everything that make you feel like no matter what happens, you're going to be taken care of. Don't expect anyone in your external world right now to take care of you, because let's put it into perspective. Our Mercury's retrograding all month, or starting on the 27th, and then Mars is retrograding all month. That started back in June, and so tensions are high for a lot of people. Emotions are high for a lot of people. On the 27th, that full moon that's in Aquarius, it's actually lined up with Mercury retrograde, and it's opposing Pluto. Okay, so definitely some high tension for people. So people are going to be unconscious. Keep that in mind. Don't let those unconscious people, knock you off center. Remember, the center of this spread is the Nine of Cups, is this wishful thinking, this, not wishful thinking, that sounds unstable, but more like this opportunity for you to have and manifest whatever you want. And right up above that card is the Two of Swords. It's a choice. It's a choice for you to make what direction you want to go into. You can choose to, overanalyze a problem, or you can choose to find a compromise. Like, it can't always be everything your way all the time. I'm not saying, I know I'm a Taurus, I like things my way. I'm not saying that that's the case for all of you, but try to find compromise, even if it means you have to bend a little bit. Being flexible is important right now, especially. So let's just see how this lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograding, how that pans out for you. So it's the lunar eclipse, usually significant in terms of taking away karmic debts, endings occurring. Remember, it's in Aquarius, which is square your sign. So, it's an unexpected endings. Surprise. There's this element of surprise this month. That, Taurus doesn't really like surprises. Taurus likes to know what's happening and what's going to happen. So you have to be flexible. And this is why this Tower card's coming up right at the beginning of the month. I feel like you are aware. You feel that change is on the horizon. It's uncomfortable. But as long as you know ahead of time that this change, when this Tower card comes up, this change will be for the betterment of you, ultimately. So let's see for the end of the month for Taurus. The end of the month for Taurus. Okay, and then I'm going to check out how the lunar eclipse plays out for you. The lunar eclipse for Taurus. Okay, so leading up to the lunar eclipse, I do see, there's some drama around you a little bit. Again, the guides are saying you can remove yourself from that. So the Five of Wands is showing up. It would be beneficial for you to withdraw from the dramatic people in your life if that's possible, or to find a new way to sort of manage them, whether that's, nodding like you're really listening but not really taking everything in as if it's your responsibility to fix their problems and issues. but still being that stable place to fall for people without getting so invested in their life. It's kind of a fine line because it's really difficult for a Taurus not to put their full heart into other people that they love and they care about. But the guides are advising you to sort of take a step back from people that are draining, people that are toxic, always have drama, always, got stuff going on. Just take a step back does not mean you don't have to be there for them anymore, but you don't have to internalize their dramatical sort of issues. And this is particular if you have a Leo or even an Aquarius in your life, a Scorpio, anyone that you feel, and it might not just be their sun sign, it could be their rising or moon sign, Capricorn moon, a Scorpio moon, somebody that might just have a lot of things going on in their life. And you feel, you really want to be there for them, but they're just kind of heavy. So the guys are saying just take a step back. You have a lot to do. The Knight of Ariel comes up, or the Page of Pentacles. Make a detailed list, the guides are saying, so that you can really be more efficient. I do see that your dreams are coming true. This lunar eclipse is a reminder of that. You're going to really have to dig deep and see that the seeds you've planted are, going to bear fruit. Patience is key here, and I don't feel like you necessarily have a lot of patience. You do want this certain things to be in order right now. There's this sense of urgency that you have that, you have to have these things in order, especially when it comes to earthly things like money, possessions. I want the home. I have to have the home. I have to have the cabin. I have to have, a plus in my bank account. Like, I don't want to have a deficit anymore. This type of thinking might come up during the lunar eclipse. And again, that could be over the next 6 months, where you just feel like this, okay, I got to get shit in order, like right now. But the reminder for you is, and if you can, make this into an affirmation, stick it all around your house, wherever you, at eye level, wherever you can see it, just have patience. Your investment has been wise. Don't get distracted. Everything does happen for a reason, and everything has a time. So emotions are definitely going to be high leading up to that full moon Aquarius lunar eclipse. So keep that in mind. If you can lock yourself up, do that, just so that you don't disrupt other people, because I feel like you guys need to be the rock for people right now. There's going to be some real tension out in the world. If you haven't already noticed, it's already there, but this lunar eclipse is going to bring it out even more in people, again, just because of all the other planets involved, and that it particularly aligns with the retrograding Mars. So let's just see what the Oracle has to say for you guys. And with an Oracle card, I'm going to pick two. I'm going to pick one from Reeves. I can't remember if that's his first or last name, but the Robert Reeves, the Flower Therapy deck. So I'm going to choose from that one. Oh, or it's going to choose me. The Balanced Friendship card comes up. And that's interesting because I think that's the exact same card that came up for Aries. Yeah. So this is about equality in friendships. This is about making sure, like, remember I said earlier, about, you can be that listening ear to your friends and be there for them, but when it comes to the point where you feel like they're like vampiring you or sucking your energy, that's when you really have to, step back, because people are going to take and take and take if you give and give and give. So you have to have a balance. There has to be a balance, rather than expecting the balance to come from the other person, where they you're expecting them, okay, well, I gave it, now it's their turn, they're going to do the right thing and they're going to give back. rather than expecting that and then getting resentful and then getting angry and then exploding and then, you know, going off center and then kind of throwing everything to the wayside, rather than expecting other people to bring the balance, you bring the balance. How do you do that? When you start to feel resentful that you're giving too much to someone, just stop giving. That's how you bring the balance. Just stop giving. Does it mean that they'll give you an equal amount back? Probably not. But when you stop giving, the balance starts to come. You know, you're like, no, I'm not just going to give to this person anymore. Then all those feelings that come up, like you want to choke people because they take and take and take, that's all prevented. You've stopped it from happening. You've brought balance. You're like, okay, I've given enough. That's all I don't owe this person anything else. And they might not like it because people, you know, when they're getting something, they want to, they want it. But that's okay. You don't have to keep giving. You don't have to get mad that they want any more. It doesn't matter, right? So you bring the balance. So now I'm going to check with the Mermaid Oracle deck to see if there's any other messages that I might have missed for the month of July for Taurus. For the month of July. The guides are saying to remind you that there is a grand trine, Sun, Jupiter, Neptune. So some luck, some money, some inflow of money should be happening for you around the 1st of July. It could trickle down into the rest of the summer even, but just to keep that in mind. Okay? Again, a friendship card comes up. That's 2 friendship cards. That's awesome. So make play dates, it's saying. This card is more about make a date for play day with 1 or more friends. So, you know, make sure you allot time for your friends. So, you know, avoid the dramatical friends and then seek out the friends that you haven't seen in a while, that you feel good when you're around. Again, it's about balance, bringing balance to your life, okay? I hope that helps you for the month of July. I will see you again here next month. If you want a more personal reading, because remember, this is a general reading, but if you want a more personal reading, you can contact me through the information below. Definitely like my page if you liked this video. Please share it with your friends. Take care.